Holminster Switch. Okay, first thing you do, toss on Iron Will. We are running with an entire NPC party for this. This is the Trust. They will not be able to get through things as quickly as other parties usually. But it still doesn't hurt to pull properly. They'll still keep up with you. To a degree. Okay, maybe you don't run ahead. They're gonna stop and start attacking everything, including the healer. So, if you're doing the Trust and you're tanking, just be on the safe side and do one group at a time. It'll be a bit slower. Crystal Exarch is a white mage right now. One of the things you will notice when you go through the Trust, the NPCs will all move accordingly with the fights. Level 72 in here, so I do not have access to any of the fun stuff. Is it Police Circle? Yeah, that's the only one I've got access to. It's really a pointless skill. At least at this level. The enemies, or the NPCs, get out of the way. But the thing you trade here is they are going to be synced to 370 for this duty. They will be synced to the item level for the place that you're in. So they won't be going fast. But the nice thing is that if you are running it like this, nice thing is that if you are running the duty like this with the Trust, will be able to stop and do what you need to do for yourself. You can pause in the middle of it, and unless you're away for a long time and you get logged out for idle, you'll still be in the dungeon later when you come back. So if you need to run and use the toilet, this is more forgiving for single player than running with a group. I'm hoping that they add an option to have something like this for everything below level 80 or level 70. There's kind of an option that was the precursor to this, and that was the I forget what they're called. I forget what they're called, and I will have to look at that later. But there's an option near your Grand Company. do level 50 dungeons and below. Select dungeons from that list with your, basically it's your fan club. That's the easiest way to describe what they are. I just realized why this takes so long. They're doing single target attacks instead of multi-target. So be warned that the NPCs will be burning things down one at a time instead of in a group. I think the other limitation to the trust is you have to be alone. You can't have like two people and then the trust. But that might change in Endwalker. But you can already see we're 7 minutes in and we haven't reached the first boss, when first boss in a normal group would take about 3 to 4 minutes. Speak of the devil. Alright, we're given Dissonance. In this fight, thank the boss where she is. Boss will go to the middle and cast Brazen Bull. Brazen Bull creates 4 orbs. The orbs will explode in a cross pattern, and then the boss is going to use an ability in the direction that the party is at. The orbs are going to do a diagonal, and the boss is going to do a diagonal cone of her own. And that is basically the main picker in this fight. Hillary is a tank buster. Right. Boss is going to summon orbs again. Look at where the orbs are being placed, then move accordingly. Wait for the orbs to go off. Dodge the dash. And dodge the orb's second attack. Path of Light is just raid-wide damage. Pillory is the tank buster. Boss is doing Bull again. Doing the charge first. Then they're doing the wooden horse. Got a second set of orbs that come up. Dodge everything. Three is coming. Alright, we're gonna get one more of the Brazen Bull, which is the summoning of the orbs. The first boss should be done shortly thereafter. This dungeon is meant specifically to introduce you to a lot of the concepts that you'll be meeting in the expansion. After that is done, open the treasure chest, get your loot, and continue through the dungeon. Thought one of them was giving me slow. Felt like the skills weren't refreshing fast enough, so... Since you're going at your own pace in this dungeon with the trust, so, an important thing to know about the trust: if you plan on using the trust beyond this first dungeon, you have to level them. They will gain experience based upon how many times you take them through dungeons, and because it can take so long, usually a lot more time than going through with a party will, very few people I've met have actually leveled any of them up to 80. I do know a few that have gotten them all to 80. It just takes persistence, and if you're going to be doing leveling up stuff, the trust is really nice, especially if you are queuing as a DPS and just want to get through faster. The extra time that you take in there is going to be time that's spent in the Duty Finder queue. So, might as well. You're also guaranteed to go in almost instantly, so keep that in mind. A lot of this trash is very simple trash. Since they're doing single target, there's no point in pulling a large group because I don't really like how I'm not being healed as much as would be. And to be honest, I much prefer the, I believe that a player character can heal a lot better than the computer. Feels like the computer's list of if-then statements. Just carries them out as need be. Oh. So the gear here is better than what I've got. we might be tossing out a few items depending upon what the secondary stats are. Because although it might be a higher grit and tenacity, what have we got? This grit and debt. Yeah, tenacity might be better than determination. At least for these. Pay attention to the stats. Just because you never know if you're going to be getting an actual just because it's a higher item level does not necessarily mean it's going to be better for your character, especially if it's like just 5 above. Pay attention to stats on some gear. Okay. This boss, we've got the Tickler, which is a tank buster. Gold's Bridle. Oh. So you're going to get marked 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do not stand near each other. The boss is going to charge you each in the order. And if you're stacked on each other, it's going to be damage dealt to everybody that the boss moves through. Right. Got a stack mechanic. Gonna drop ice on the ground. You want to run away from it. Fevered Flagellation is gonna be the marking characters. The boss isn't necessarily a difficult one, it's just a lot of repeating now. Tickler, let's pop a couple cooldowns so we don't take severe damage. Alright, we got the stack again. NPCs will always move to the same spot. If you're with a party, just move somewhere that it's going to be safe. 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, it's just dealing with the boss's abilities, and then there's nothing new that's going to appear.
You underestimate me.
Tickler. Almost there. That's the other way you can do it, is 1, 2, 3, 4. Except if you're too close, you can cause problems. Boss is dead. Mended gear. Where did I get those? Oh, I got those in the Evilise. Written debt. God. Skill and tenacity. That better. Okay. Sorry about that. Didn't expect to see another piece up there. Alright, so... something to note, if you die in this, in the trust, doesn't matter if you are DPS, tank, healer, it's a wipe. So be warned that if you are not the tank and you die, you're not going to get a battle res. If somebody else dies, they'll get a battle res, but you will not. Alright, so we've got 3 more groups of enemies. Even though they are not going down as fast as they would be if my party were actually AoEing. By doing the AoE myself, I'm actually doing more damage until there are 2 left, and then you just go single target. Because you were hitting enough targets that you're doing more damage to all the targets than you would be doing it to one. Keep it up. I don't think I'm going to use the trust again until I'm leveling a different job. The trust can be used on any of the 70 plus 4-man duties. Doing this, and all I want to do is lay down and sleep. Rest my eyes. Focus on the fight. Focus on the fights. Alright, now we're down 2, just burn down 1, then the other. If you are coming through and you are not the tank with the trust, just do what you can to DPS as best you can. If you're ranged DPS, you'll have a small advantage because you'll be able to run in where other enemies are just, or other players are, NPCs are just standing there. Might have one more group. Ooh. I think that we're coming to the boss. You ready for fun mechanics? This boss has fun mechanics. Let's see if I can remember all the mechanics. Philia. Greek word for love. One of them. Alright, so boss is going to do Scavenger's Daughter. Scavenger's Daughter damages everybody. Grade-wide damage. You can mitigate it, but you can't block it. Head Crusher. That is going to be the Tank Buster. Alright. Oh, going to get marked with the tri-directional attack. Boss is going to jump to the middle immediately after. Boss is going to target a player to chain down. Get chained. You have to break the chains. And then get out of the ether sup. Left to knock out. So it's going to be doing a left-hand side attack. Right knockout. Right-hand side attack. Head Crusher. Alright. Get targeted each with various abilities. Aphophobia, into the light, stack, run through and turn the boss around, pendulum, okay. At this point, boss is going to be doing a spinning attack. Now, the important thing about this one is it's a frontal and behind skill. Because it does the pound on the ground and then it does the tail swipe. So what you want to do is stay ahead of the tail swipe while not running into the ground pound. Does that about 8 times and then you're done. Get another stack. And he does the swings. It'll always lift the arm of the side that's going to swing. I think they always do one and then the other. Chain down. If you get chained down in a normal party, just run to where the rest of the DPS is, preferably towards the middle, so that if you got low DPS, you can run out after the chain is broken.
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater.
The enemy, or the NPCs will use the limit break as soon as it becomes available. If you're running as DPS, I believe you have the control over the DPS limit break. But keep in mind, the limit break is there. Crusher. Into the light. Stack. Toss up Divine Veil. If you're playing with the trust like I am, you don't want to be standing near the NPCs, because if there's a cleave or something, then they're going to still activate. You're standing near the if you are standing near any of the NPCs that you're partied with, they are not going to move out of the cleave. So keep that in mind. They're smart enough to avoid most mechanics, but they are not smart enough to avoid mechanics that you bring onto them. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV videos, please like, follow, and subscribe. The usual YouTube stuff. To catch me live, check out my Twitch, link in the description. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.